In this video, we venture further into the workings of this beautiful old lift, explained by animations and the usual attention to detail that you'd expect from a Mr. Matt and Mr. Che video. In part 1, I gave you every conceivable view possible, but one such view was absent. I always try to go the extra mile to bring you something worth watching. This video is no different. This lift does indeed have character. What I mean by that is something that sets it apart from every modern day equivalent, which is really character that you'd only find in the older generation of lifts. This of course is a big subject here on the Mr. Matt and Mr. Che channel. The sheave room. The actual machine is in the basement. Essentially, these wheels hang the lift in the shaft from the ropes that originate from the basement and move them from one place to another. You may have noticed in part 1 that there are 2 sets of double ropes that go past the back of the lift car. These come from the basement and travel up the back of the shaft directly into the sheave room at the top. When the motor turns, it pulls the lift up or down. One set of ropes finds its way to the lift car, but where does the other side go? These would normally travel back down the lift shaft to the counterweight, which is the most obvious and easiest place to put one. But this lift does not have a counterweight in the lift shaft. So where does this go? It does indeed have a counterweight. From reading some of the comments from the part 1 video, this could be known as a torpedo counterweight due to its small cylindrical design. Having the counterweight in the lift shaft wasn't an option due to the incredibly small size of the shaft. It was only just large enough for the lift car itself. So where is the counterweight located? As we walk down the stairs, you will see its location, not once, but 5 times. Down here, the 2 twin ropes that feed the lift car and the counterweight are really close to each other. When the lift rises, the position of the ropes moves. Let's observe the positioning of the sheaves up here. In the middle of sheave 2 and 3 are the ropes that are fed directly from the motor room. Sheave 3 feeds one set of ropes to the end of the room, to the middle of the lift shaft, then down to the lift car. Sheave 2 diverts the other ropes over to sheave 1, then down to the counterweight. You'll notice that the ropes coming up from the motor room are very close to each other, the same distance as they were at the bottom. The ropes are therefore much closer to each other than shown in this animation. Having the ropes this close would either mean an elaborate roping system would need to be installed in the basement to divert the ropes over to the motor, or the main drive sheave would have to be a much smaller diameter. But this would stress the ropes as they have to bend around a smaller radius, and it wouldn't be possible. But there is another method, the drum drive. This one doesn't have a counterweight. The drum spools the ropes directly from the lift car. Take a look at these guide wheels. As the rope position coming off the drum is not constant, these guide wheels move left and right on a bar to guide the ropes into position around the frame. A giveaway that a lift is driven by a drum is this slot. As the ropes spool onto the drum, they move left or right. This animation shows how a drum drive would operate this lift, which in this case involves a counterweight. This would require a slot in the bottom of the shaft. Compared to a traditional traction lift of a continuous rope from the lift car to the counterweight, here we have 2 separate ropes. One to the lift car, one for the counterweight. One is spooled, while the other is unspooled on the drum. As the drum turns, one set of ropes is released to the lift car, whilst the other set of ropes are wound onto the drum from the counterweight. Going up creates the opposite, therefore the counterweight balances out the load on the rotating drum. So a slot is a giveaway. Bingo. Unfortunately, at the time this lift was not working, and I was not able to film the motor room in operation. On the other hand, if the lift was working, then they might not have left the key in the door. As per the video warning, please do not touch anything in motor rooms. As we look around, observe the ropes that leave the back of the drum. These line up with the lift shaft, whilst the ropes that leave the front of the drum do not. Therefore, they are diverted to the right place by a wheel. This wheel moves left and right on a bar to follow the position of the rope from the drum as it unwinds. I hope you enjoyed the tour, and thank you very much for watching another Mr. Matt and Mr. J video.